might hear me on the radio.
Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Farms. Check it out. The fine folks over at Radioddity were kind enough to send me their new QT60PRO. If you follow the channel, you'll know that I own a QT60. It's the radio I now use in the garage since I moved the other one up here. This is going to go in the lower garage because I've got 3 garages now. So we're going to take this out. The biggest difference between this and the old QT60 is that this one here is significantly shorter. The chassis is shorter, making it easier for mobile installs. A little too big to fit into a dash as far as, you know, it's not a mini DIN or a DIN sized radio, but it does help when you're trying to figure out where to stuff this thing to have it about 3 inches, 2.5 inches shorter, something like that. Now there are other couple minor changes that they made, and we'll get into that as well. While I'm unboxing this, let me point out that I do have a 3rd channel. I'd love for you to head on over and check out Farpoint Mowers and More. If you followed this channel in the beginning for all the mower content and garden tractor stuff, small equipment repairs and reviews, and implements and all the rest, well, that's where all that content will be going forward. So I hope you'll check that out. It's Farpoint Mowers and More. Yeah, here we go. Yo, it's definitely, wow, that's significantly smaller. Wow. Okay, let me go ahead and set that on the floor. And here it is. You can see what I mean. The original, I think the case came to here and then that would stick out. So it may even have been 4 inches. But I don't think it's any narrower. I think that part's the same. But clearly it has a shrunken design. And it's cool that they did that. The board, when they went to version 2 on the boards for these things, the boards were significantly shorter. So it makes sense to shrink the whole platform. You're less packaging, less weight, all the rest. Other than that, the appearance of it is identical to the previous versions. It's just got exactly the same look. It does have that like Ethernet type cable for the microphone, but they do make adapters if you want to use a 4-pin or a 5-pin. Doesn't bother me. The standard mic that comes with it's actually really nice. On the sides are this bottom firing speaker. The sides, this is going to have a larger bracket, so this bracket's going to fit, you know, with two screws, give you some bits. The back, we have our SL or PL259 connector. We have our massive heat sink, 60 watts. You got to have it. Power supplies are standard power supply. We do have a USB, I think it's mini USB, that is used for some programming if you wish to do so. And then we also have the PA speaker and external speaker, so separate speakers for that. You can see that right there. All right, and we'll go ahead. Like I said, this is the bracket forward. It's the larger style. Gives you some maneuverability there to decide where you want to mount that. It does come with a good sized power cord, and it looks like it's going to be long enough for our needs. The packet here, this is kind of cool. It comes with both a microphone holder, obviously, but it also comes with all the mounting hardware as well. And lastly, we got our mic. And it is, I would say, when stretched, 5 foot. When unstretched, probably 2.5 feet. A little less than 3 there. The microphone itself, decent size here. Push to talk, microphone down the bottom. And it does have channel selector up and down on that as well. And our hook on the back. Very cool. Now, out of the box, this is a 10-meter amateur radio, but you and I and everybody in between knows that the first thing you're going to do is make a small change on the inside of it, and it opens it up to the 11-meter band. And with that, you have a 60-watt export-style radio that will get you pretty much everything you ever wanted in a CB radio, but it will do so while no longer being an FCC-type approved radio. So keep that in mind if you choose to function and use this on the CB bands. That's bad, okay? It talks about antenna installation if you're going to do it mobily, external speaker installation, like all the buttons and knobs. And if you want a full review, you can go back to the original QT60 video that I made. I will go through most, but probably not every single thing on this because it would take about an hour to go through it all. But I will show off the good stuff, And there's a lot of good stuff here. Wow. All right, so this is important stuff. Frequency range from the factory is 28 to 29.7. And you have A through L plus VFO as far as bands. 40 channel default, 60 programmable channels per band. And we have frequency step, 100 hertz, 1 kilohertz, 5 kilohertz, 10 kilohertz, 100 kilohertz, and 1 megahertz. Frequency tolerances are really tight in this thing. 13.8 volts is what it needs, and it weighs about 1.5 kilograms, so about 3.5 pounds. AM, 60 watts, FM, 50 watts, sideband, 60 watts. It does have a maximum draw, and this is important if you're looking to place a power supply with this, or you're going to use this off of solar. 10 amp maximum draw while transmitting. So that's not terrible, but it's certainly more than a regular CB radio, which would be, 1.75 amps, 3 amps in that range there. It does have AM, FM, upper sideband, lower sideband, and of course CW. And that's pretty darn cool if you ask me. It also comes with weather channels. I know I forgot to mention that last time I did one. CTS and DCS charts as well. There you go. With modifications, I believe, and I don't want to be wrong, but I'm going to be, somebody can correct me, I think it's like 25.8 megahertz all the way up to like 30 or just shy of 30 megahertz. So a big wide coverage receiver is my memory on this, but we're going to find out when we do some mods. And through the magic of video editing, I'm going to open this thing up, take care of that real quick, and then we will plug it in on the bench and see what it can do. All right, well, here we are. I've got the microphone kind of in between us here so you can hear the radio and me, but let me go ahead and turn this thing on. And this radio has been modded. And we're already on the chicken band here. We're on 11 meter, the CB band, channel 38, lower side band, as you can see. Somebody's playing music, which is kind of weird. Overall, it's a very nice looking radio. All right, so let's take a look at the screen here because it's a nice big crisp screen. On the bottom, QT60P, that is something that shows up on there for you. You have your SWR meter on the bottom, power meter on the middle row, and signal strength meter up on top. You can see it kind of dancing around there. And I'm not going to go through every single button and knob on this. I made another video that was more in depth on the regular QT60. And the Pro just adds a few features to it. But we do have mode here, so we can go to PA. We can go to CW, we can go to FM, we can go to AM, and we have upper sideband and lower sideband as well. So you can roll through all of that. All right, and then we have dual watch and TK. So we have dual watch. We don't have anything programmed in here, so let me press that long. And 10 kilohertz switch, you can change that on and off as well. All right, so one of the biggest things you're probably going to want to get rid of right away is the beep, right? When I press that, we got a beeping sound, Well, let's press and hold the Roger beep, and there we go. Now it's off. Right? This one, noise blanker and high cut. And we have scan and skip scan available. I currently have the squelch turned up. Alright, and then we can go into scan here. And it should scan through until it finds a nice clear signal. So that's kind of cool. We can store some memories in here, and we also have an emergency, which you can program 99, right? Menu, we can get into the menu here. And when you press the menu button, you get into functions, and you can go through some of the many functions that you have here. All right, first up, we have microphone gain. Then we have microphone type. Then we have volume control path. Here we have a dimmer. You can change the screen brightness. CTCSS and DCS code. That's RX and TX. And then there's dual. Then we have frequency step. Monitor gain, which is talkback. How much talkback do you want to have? Timeout timer. SWR protection. I like that in case you pinch something in the door or whatnot. The SWR protection is a really good feature. Trust me. Voltage protection. Scan type. Do we want it squelch-based scan or do we want time on channel scan? Sometimes when it's really quiet out, I will use that like timer instead of squelch. Clarifier mode, fine tuning for the clarifier. Channel or frequency mode, I like channel, but we'll leave it on frequency for right now. Automatic squelch control, offset frequency for repeater shift. We have dual watch. What channel do you want to have on dual watch? And then we have our emergency channels, channel 1 and channel 2, so you can switch those to anything you want to. Vox level, Vox delay, Vox speaker mute, and then we get into our echo levels, echo delay, so there's a lot of adjustments for echo. I don't really use echo, but if you want to get into that, this thing has, you can really fine tune it so it's to your liking. Weather alert, I leave that off. That'll scare you if you leave that on. And then we have weather channel squelch, noise reduction, transmit noise reduction, CW volume, CW frequency volume, SSB TX audio bandwidth, so how wide or narrow we want to come across, FM deviation, oh, waited too long on that one, FM deviation, and S meter response, slow or fast, and then we have a reset. We can blow this thing up and go right back to factory settings on this. So pretty nice, man, pretty nice. So with the mods, you got yourself a whole lot of channels coverage, I think. Let's see here. We'll go through that. Okay, so we have, with modifications, FM goes all the way, or it doesn't matter what mode it is, but 25.715, 26, 26.6, 27, 27.5, 27.9, 28, all the way up close to there, yeah, into 29. So we pretty much 25 to 30 is what you're looking at. So a really opened up radio with a little bit of a minor mod there, not bad at all. And then of course your 7 weather channels are also in there as well. You can't transmit on those, but you can certainly listen. So pretty cool there too. So that's it. That's about all I'm going to go over on this thing. It's a cool radio. I would call it a big boy radio. Got a lot of power, has a lot of features, pretty much will do what you need it to do. Alright, so one thing I will make as far as a recommendation with this, the QT60PRO and the QT60 and radio similar to it, is don't mess with them. They actually put out quite a bit of power right out of the factory. You can make the one clip and then you got yourself an opened up radio that goes from 25 all the way up to darn near 30. And you got yourself a pretty good radio. It's when you try to do a peak and tune, the golden screwdriver job on these, then you start seeing reduced life, and that becomes a bigger problem. So I guess that'll do it for today, my friends. I'll leave a link to where you can pick one of these things up, and I will see you next time. Take care.